Bulgari redesigns the Octo Roma and adds some very convincing upgrades. Today we're going to meet with Antoine Pin and Fabrizio Buonamassa from Bulgari to find out more about the redesigned Octo Roma. The Octo Roma is the sportier, sturdier, more versatile and also more affordable watch within the Octo collection. The Bulgari Octo Finissimo is without a doubt one of the most striking watch creations of the last decade, and an impressive list of world records for thinnest automatic, thinnest tourbillon, thinnest chronograph and many more turned Bulgari into the master of ultra-thin mechanical watchmaking. And as the name suggests, the Finissimo is part of a larger collection, the Octo collection. Its design combines angles and curves and octagonal shapes with Bulgari's sophisticated design. The Octo Roma is the bolder and sturdier and sportier line within the Octo collection and now adds some very nice extras, like a new bracelet interchangeability system.
So the new Octo Roma collection is strategic for us. 10 years ago when we launched Octo, the whole collection, we launched l'Original and we launched Octo Roma as an invitation to the world of watchmaking at Bulgari. Obviously, Octo Roma has grown and has grown not only for, let's say, affordable products with the basic functions of hour, minutes and second indicators, but very much also in the very high end. We developed Grande Sonnerie, we developed Répétition Minute, we developed a very interesting collection which is called the Striking collection, which is this modern approach to skeletized complications with the tourbillon caliber. And over the time the collection has grown and we felt it was time to upgrade it and continue to work on it throughout the whole collection. And this is why this time we are coming with an upgraded design, completely actually tuned collection, a case that is slightly more rounded, a case that is slightly thinner when it comes to the solo tempo version, a new chronograph, in-house chronograph version that is completing the collection, and a new striking version as well as a new papillon striking version, which will be a major announcement during the next Geneva Salon. Obviously, in the Octo family, we have spent a lot of work and energy to develop the Finissimo collection because it was something that really was a field we wanted to explore at large, and we did it over the last 10 years. But in parallel, we have again addressed traditional watchmaking, chiming watches, tourbillons, the papillon complication, which is very specific development that we made. And we've done very traditional versions on them, but we've also done very modern versions of those traditional complications that you cannot fit into the Finissimo collection. Octo Roma is very much developed to challenge the world of traditional watches, bringing it the flavor of modernity that we like to have as a jeweler, the spirit of the times that we like to bring, be it from a material perspective, from a shapes perspective, from a functionality perspective. Our new version of Octo Roma is featuring interchangeability, and every watch is coming with both a metal and a leather bracelets. So this is really addressing the core of the market in a way. We like to think that the collections can be stretched in terms of complexity, in terms of technology, in terms of use of materials, and somewhat in terms of pricing, obviously. But always thinking that the developments we're making in the very, very top end can be used in the entry, and somewhat making sure that the core collection is benefiting from the innovation we're inputting in the top end of the collection. That's why we look at our collection with this vertical approach from the solo tempo collection to the very top end of the collection, which is our Grande Sonnerie that are, let's say, selling in very, very few units, but on which we're innovating constantly.
The idea was to have a even more versatile watch. Let me say less radical in terms of design. I know that it's something that could be very, very unique because the Octo itself is not a mainstream shape, but the idea of the Octo Roma was to have a more accessible and an entry price watch on the Octo segment. That's why it was very important for us to have a more easy to wear watch. That's why I talk about more rounded shapes with more details, new lugs, new case, new bezel, new push button, new crown holder, new system for the bracelet, and for sure brand new dials. And for the first time we don't have a flat and polished surface on the dial. This was a bit at the origin of the Octo Roma, and it was a bit at the origin of the Octo Finissimo, so to have a very simple approach for the dial. This time for the Octo Roma we decided to have a texture, a small Club Paris texture on the dial with applied indexes, with SLN on the indexes and SLN on the ends. This is very important because you can use the watch in a different occasion. It's a very sport watch, but on the other hand with some special execution, with for example a blue dial or with a caoutchouc strap. Even for the first time on the Octo Roma, you could change a lot the look of the watch. The idea is to play with a metal bracelet, with a caoutchouc strap, with a leather strap in a very easy way. It's something that you have to be able to do by yourself. That's why we developed this system in-house with a big push button on the back case, and for sure we use the know-how of the group, but it's something that we develop in-house because the case of the Octo Roma, it's not a common case, so we were obliged to use a specific technique to develop this kind of system with our specific shapes and design. Another very important point is the bezel. This is an evolution of the bezel. Is the octagonal bezel with a round shape element around the glass, but it's less sharp than the beginning. So the idea was to have a smoother case that is still today it's an octagonal case, but with more details, more refined even in terms of finishing. The lugs, for example, the first lugs of the Octo Roma were very sharp, were very radical in terms of design. The new one are with the same shape but with more rounded. The bracelet, the metal bracelet is the same, is the iconic bracelet of the Octo that come from the experience and the design of the Octo Finissimo. But we changed the thickness, for example, and we changed the first link because we have the interchangeable system. Again, it's an Octo Roma, but we love to say that is a brand new Octo Roma for different clients, for different needs, and for someone who loves the Octo, but more in a versatile way, for the first time with the chronograph. And we are still working on the execution with the very high-end movement and materials.
The new Octo Roma is a really nice upgrade compared to the previous version with the bracelet interchangeability system. Price-wise, it's also a very nice positioning, and altogether, it's a really nice watch. I hope you like this review. There are much more reviews on our YouTube channel, plus on the Monochrome website, and I'd love to hear your opinion about the Roma below in the comment box. Catch you for the next video.